As you probably are aware that when I started the podcast, it was to develop my speech, keep my speech where I could speak with intent. I do participate in a program for that, and I hopefully have a director, state director on. We've been trying to schedule that, and mainly it's been my issue with being available, being in rehab. But that's one of the, or a couple of things that I wanted to do with this. The other has been in looking at Ryan Reynolds, the actor, who kind of talks about his dad and issues he had with not understanding Parkinson's, and the fact that he thought his dad had gone nuts uh, because of some of the way he acted. That wasn't necessarily the motor issues that Michael J. Fox has. And then George Ackerman, Dr. George Ackerman, he's written a book and he talks about care, particularly since his mother had passed a few years ago, and he regrets the time he wasn't able to spend with her, and still regrets it today, her availability because of it being taken away early, Parkinson's. Well, the one thing I wanted to do is kind of speak from the viewpoint of maybe George's mother and maybe Ryan Reynolds' father, is that there's a lot of things that can be done, and I'm trying to show that with some of my podcasts and videos and things that I'm doing, but it does take the cooperation of the family. There's a tendency to be condescending or have a different attitude toward a person with disabilities and Parkinson's, and we have a daughter that has oral facial digital syndrome, and we can relate to that in the sense that she's had kidney transplant, knees replaced, but she's also been not accepted a lot of times in the workforce because she has some of the visual aspects of a person with Down syndrome, which is nothing wrong with that. But when you, it's kind of a dumbing down the abilities of what she can do, and she hasn't had the opportunity sometimes for his job, so she's suffering right now from cancer and the treatment of that, but she's doing quite well. She's doing much better today than she had been doing, and of course Cindy's had ovarian cancer, so those are the things to keep in mind as you kind of look through this video and the purpose of the video, and you're going to see a lot of tidbits here about different things that have to do with senior living, and some of that's kind of funny in a way, the commonality of, whether it's a nice place or not so nice, in the sense that you can go from rehab or go from nursing home to senior living, and people are still going to complain about some of the same subjects, whether it's food, how hot or cold it is in a room, and just things that they might talk about their children and visits, and they rarely see them, so you kind of get the same old, but I thought I'd want to bring that in as at least part of this conversation. Thanks.